What's goody? Ooh, I'm talking to my returning truth seekers. You know I was gonna come for you, bro. I just I had to take a break, man. I don't know. I just had to take a break from it, bro, because I've been dropping so much heat, and it sucks. D- I'll talk about it a little later, but I got that type of channel where I don't know, man. It's so hard to get traction because they shadow ban me time and time again. So I just have to keep doing live just to get in the algorithm. It's just weird stuff like that. So, but I had to take a break, bro, because it's like, yeah, I just had to take a break. Definitely had to take a break because it's like, damn, I need a break from my damn self. But it wasn't like the divine wanted me to take a break. I kind of needed one for my goddamn self because there've been plenty of how to come on here and apply pressure, but I just needed it for myself, bro. I really needed it for myself, so I got that break. I'm still that dude, on that divine path. You know, nah, I'm not homeless. I'm good. Yeah, you ain't gotta worry about that, bro. You don't have to worry about me struggling. If you want to send some money my way, go right ahead. But nah, I'm all right, bro. I'm just here to talk about a couple things, but just here to talk about a couple things. But your resilience will pay off. Your resilience and sending a 50. Oh, go right ahead. Hit the cash app. Oh, you gotta hit the cash app. Because I'm not monetized on here. EG Fisker One is the cash app. EJJIFISKER1. All lowercase with the one at the end. EG Fisker One. Anything will help, anything will help. That's if a nigga want to send a donation, bro. EG Fisker One. EG Fisker One. All lowercase with the one at the end. There's only one EG Fisker. But yo, bro, I've noticed something, man. Um, you inspire people more than you even know. They're not gonna no nobody's really gonna tell you, hey bro. Some people will. You might get that 2% that'll tell you, hey bro, your path gave me the strength, this, that, and the third to keep going. Or little things like that, bro. I seen your walk of life and it awakened things inside my being. So, but it took persistence for certain doors to open up, bro. And I know how the game go. I know how the game go, bro. When you're going for something and nothing, confirmation when her coughing, when nothing is turning your favor, bro. It's like, dude, what am I doing it for? You know, what am I doing it for? It's like every time I try to do good, something bad happens. Every time I try to be a certain type of way, it seems like it gets harder. I swear to God, it's like it's been like that. It's like it gets harder. But you got to think. But you got to think. You are taking a road less traveled. When you take a road less traveled, bro, oh man, it's gonna be hard because you're not relying on a system to get there. You're doing it on your own, bro. You're doing it with the divine, and you know the divine is not something that is widely popular on this type of surface level thing. Going going towards something deeper in life, that deeper meaning. that universal essence that can be felt. They're not gonna push that. So when the system sees somebody doing something outside of what their norm is, they're gonna make it harder for you, bro. They're gonna make it way harder for you, bro. I've noticed that. Dude, you're funny, bro. You know that's how you get banned from my account. You lucky I can't touch your fucking. There we go. Get rid of that guy. It's all good, bro. I'm not mad at you or nothing, but you're a waste of time if you think I'm gonna just acknowledge you like that. Come on, man. But yeah, bro, when you're not doing it with the system, bro, it's gonna get hard, bro. I've noticed that, especially when you're not caring about what people think, bro. They're gonna make it hard for you, bro. They're gonna literally create chaos around you just so you fold and need their help, bro. And there's people that you don't even know that made you their enemy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. If it wasn't those type of people out here, your life wouldn't have been as turbulent. But a lot of this turbulence comes from people that don't like your walk of life. It it makes them unsettled, bro. It makes them insecure. Like they're not doing it right. So you're battling a lot of that. You've been battling that since you got here, but as you've been rising, your light gets brighter and brighter, bro, and it just shines on people's insecurities that they don't know how to address that within themselves. So, bro, it just gets harder. It just gets harder and harder and harder. But that ain't for you to turn to the dark side and turn like these people. I've learned that. That's just for you to That's just for you to, keep going, bro. I know that sounds cheesy, but that's the key. Cause you got to think, man. Alignment doesn't come from doing things like everybody else. Alignment doesn't come from you being in the darkness on some wicked stuff. That's not what it does, bro. No, you got to walk a certain path, and even though that path may not yield the same results as you being a part of the system, that's still the path for you, bro. You just can't really lean on your own understanding because you want things a certain type of way, but you got to think what that entails. That entails for you to be somebody you're not even. It takes you to be completely somebody else. So you just gotta peep it. Like, hey, man, you know, it'll it'll come in how it's supposed to come in, but it ain't gonna come in through that other way, utilizing the system. It'll come in a whole nother way. That's why I say this is the some of us had to take the path less traveled, bro. And it took a lot of resilience and persistence. But you're still gonna get there, bro. No matter how long it takes, yeah, you're gonna get there, man. Cause I look at it like a video game, bro. It's like a video game. Until you get to that certain point, you gotta keep pushing, man, because you could be doing everything right and things still take a little second. It just it's so deeper than words, bro. So it's like I can't really expound on it. I just know how the game go. and the Bible, in terms of resilience and persistence, there's a lot of stories that can highlight what we go through because story of Job really stands out to me, and I think the story of Peter or Paul, one of them. I'm not really good with the stories, but I just see it. I'm like, no, bro, that's how it be. Moses, that's how it be, bro. You'll be in the wilderness for a minute, and then you pop out. But a lot of people don't make it through that wilderness, bro, because it tests your mind. It tests your mind, bro. Your mind is tested. Your will is tested. Your grit is tested. Everything gets tested, bro, in long seasons. long seasons where you just think something is not right. I'm like, bro, why am I? You know what I mean? I get it. But some of that stuff, bro, it's meant to mold you into something different because there's people watching. And the divine wouldn't do that to their children. I like to say the great mother. She wouldn't do that to you unless she knows you're gonna make an impact. You know, once you surrender, and she's like, all right, now they're gonna walk the path. Now that I got them to trust it, let's take over the path. Let's test that faith. Let's test that consistency. Let's test that persistence. Let's test that resilience. Let's test them. You know, and you could be going on this path for a minute and things don't open up how you want it. But bro, trust me, it's going in your favor because you gotta think. I see the snares, the traps, people be trying to place in my life, bro, and I can say, don't get me wrong, the enemy did some things that they try to make me, they stole a lot from me. I'm not gonna lie, they did steal a lot from me. But that stuff was orchestrated a certain type of way to where that's what's going to be their demise. But it's just the things that they want from me. Like they want me in a grave. They want me sick. They want me to lose my mind. They don't want nobody to support your boy. A lot of that stuff don't even come. It's because you're protected in your mind. You're on that path. So that's when I realized, oh, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. Because if you're not on the right path, the divine ain't gonna protect you like that. They'll show you that, hey, you flawed in this area. You gotta tighten it up in that area. And when you're on that path and it may not be how you want, sunshine and rainbows and grapes being fed, or you laying down, it may not be that. But you still know you divinely protected because you know a lot of this stuff don't come to you, bro. Because you gotta peep it. You taking that road less traveled, people see that light, people get intimidated, bro. There'll be a lot of people behind the scenes trying to mess up your parade, bro, but it don't even come to you, bro. It don't even come to you. That's how you know. That's how I peep. I'm like, dude, this is how it's supposed to be. Because none of these people attacks come my way, bro. I mean, I'm always battling the spiritual warfare. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. But none of that stuff come to me, bro. I'll be happy. I go to sleep. I got my mind. You know what I mean? I ain't stressing. I ain't scared of nobody. But you know, they be doing a whole bunch of magic. I ain't dead. They be doing a whole bunch of death magic on your boat, but they don't even come. It don't even come my way. It's that path, bro. You taking that path less traveled, the divine gives you bulletproof protection, bro. I've always said that. You ain't gotta worry about nobody pulling up on you. That's why you just gotta walk that path, bro, no matter how hard it is. It's not gonna be like that all the time, but I really believe that it's supposed to bring something out of you, bro, that is dormant. That's why we go through these type of tribulations and these conditions. It brings something out of you, man, that nothing else, no type of no type of path outside of that will bring out of you. You know, because I remember I could just go back. I'm like, how am I here? But it brought something out of me, man. It brought something out of me in this path I'm on right now. It brings something out of me that nothing could have brought out of me, bro. So I'm grateful for whatever. I'm grateful for the path that they gave me because if it was up to me, I probably would have been lucked out and would have been gotten to the system. But they kept that persistence. They kept that reassurance. Like, no, this is the path you got to do. No, no, you can't be out here doing that. So by their reassurance, by them always constantly coming to me, letting me know certain things, I stayed on the path. I stayed on the path, but there's a certain type of walk you gotta walk. I don't care how hard it get. It's not gonna always be like that. And you're always gonna get divine protection because you're always gonna be divinely aligned. Taking that path, that road less traveled, it ain't easy, but it comes with a lot of benefits, and the benefits outweigh the trials and tribulations. Because I know how the great mother I know how the great mother work, and she'll work you, boy. She'll work you, man. She'll work you, and you kind of think your prayers is running on deaf ears, but it really ain't. It's just kind of how some things just happen how it happened, man. But trust me, bro, she ain't just gonna leave you for the enemy hands. No, she'll fight to the death, and she ain't gonna die or nothing. But that's just how she coming, bro. That's how you know that certain periods and seasons that are crucial for your growth. Because if you got the great mother around you all the time, and certain things happen the way they happen, you know that's divinely orchestrated. Yeah, bro, because it's just kind of how the game go, bro. It's just how the great mother wanted. She knows. It's like Jules said. Shout out to Jules, Rig IQ, man. He's like, sometimes, man, when you want somebody strong, like what's them dogs? Game dog. Like he said, you gotta feed him a little bit, make him hungry. If she gave you everything, would you put in that much work to get where you gotta get? Just like all of the videos that I dropped, boy. I was in them trenches. I was going under that pressure. 90% of them videos, boy. So I understand it. Who knows if I would have been on here like that if I had it all, bro? Who knows if I would be 10 toes deep? Who knows? But I know how she do. She made me hungry. She made me hungry enough to keep at it. Not like I'll need something. It's just how I go. Like, all right, I know there's work to be done because I'm not where I want to be. So I know there's work that needs to be done. That type of mentality, no matter what, like there's work that needs to be done. So if you had everything, you wouldn't feel like there is work that needs to be done, and you would be docile, like a daisical. You would just flow. But since you're grinding, since you're crawling, since you're pressing, dude, your resilience goes out the roof. You're literally going against the grain. So that's great with resilience. Because there's been times where I had to fight. Dude, there's been times I had to fight to be here, bro. And it did something to my resilience. I'm like, bro, nothing's gonna stop me, bro, because I know what I've been through, bro. That's why I just got a smile on my face, bro, because it's like, dude, if it wasn't for that harsh upbringing, if it wasn't for being in them trenches, I wouldn't have the experience that I needed to keep going. There's been plenty of times, boy. Like I said, I've been on this path for years, bro. I've been on this path for about, I would say about 10 years, man. I would say about 10 years. Cause it started like 2017, 2016, 2017. You know, I've always had the juice, but it started around there, but about 10 years, bro. And man, that was some woo, you feel me? But if it wasn't for that type of upbringing, if it wasn't for them experiences where I had to dig deep, I would have never known I had it in me. And I wow myself every time. I'm like, bro, how am I still here, bro? How am I still operating on this level with this type of drive, bro? It's because the great mother, she made me work. She made me work for it, man. I keep it a stack. I had to work to be in this energetic frequency, bro. I didn't get it easy because I had to work with little to nothing. And I had to figure out how could I use this. I had to be resourceful, bro. I had to make chaos my friend, and I had to be abundant when my surrounding reality try to make me broke. They try to break me. They try to say I didn't have nothing. But I'm like, dude, I got it all. Cause I got that abundant energy. Like, how can you say I don't have nothing? My energy is one of the most powerful people down here. No disrespect to nobody, but I know I'm one of the most strongest people down here, bro. It's the energy that lets you know somebody's strong, not if they got money. So I'm like, there's a reason for all this. There's a reason for all this because I'm one of the most powerful people down here, bro. You hang out with me. It just happened not too long ago. I was around this dude. Next thing you know, somebody gives him $100. That happened to me before, bro. I just be with somebody. Next thing you know, they get blessed. It's my energy, bro. I'm abundant. So I know the type of energy I got. So I know that this is just a part of the plan. Like, yeah, this is just a part of how the game go. In certain spots in my life, I just gotta dig deep and lock in and keep going, no matter what. And that's what how the great mother keeps you on your toes in different pockets and dips in your life. It's like no matter what, even if things aren't going your way, you got to keep going until you turn that wheel in your favor. That's basically what she wants you to do. She don't want you to depend on the world. You got to keep going even when the world ain't showing you results. And then people will learn from your resilience, bro, because there's people on the outside looking in. They're like, bro, that motherfucker is still going. Yo, I got my enemies mad, bro, because it's like, how is he doing that? They literally, they're tweaking. They're tweaking right now, bro, because they're trying to figure out how we doing it with nothing. Like, how is they doing it? I'm like, bro, I'm doing it because I gotta do it. Like, yeah, bro, you know how many times I try to get off this path on some like, bro, it's hard. Like I'm not gonna front. There's been times where I'm like, dude, this shit is fucking hard. I ain't gonna fucking lie to you. I'm gonna sit here and lie to you, bro? Hell no. There was points I'm like, dude, this shit is fucking hard. How do you cop out? You feel me? I'm talking to the great mother. I'm like, Mom, this shit is fucking hard, man. I'm not trying to give up or like take me out, but I'm trying to find an easier route. I'm trying to find an easier route because the way I went, the entry I got in is hard, boy. But I will figure it out, and that is deadly. When you're going in there and you're thriving and rising, when the odds are stacked against you, when there's a certain restriction on you, but you still pressing for it, that builds depth and that builds for you to control any circumstance. Like, yeah, bro, there were situations where they put us in that there was a 0.01 chance of making it. That's what the great mother would use you as a beacon of hope because she know people watching. She know the odds of it. She know the statistics. She'll throw you in there just to show people like, nah, this is how you do it. If you roll a certain type of way, this is how you do it if you lock in and not give up. I've been placed in a lot of positions. Like I'm basically, I got a 365 deal with the divine. My life was orchestrated to a point where I really don't do it for myself. I do it for whatever they want me to do, and that comes with a lot of obligations, even if I don't even want to take it that way. But I still do it because I know that's how they want me to do it. I'm gonna do it. Sometimes I'm stubborn. We all can be at times, but I know they don't want me to do it no other way, so I'm gonna do it their way. You know, because I know I could probably find a convenient way. Hey, what's up, bro? Shout out to Russia. I could probably find a convenient way, or we could find a convenient way, but that's not the divine way. Yeah, that's not the divine way to get things done. So I just, we figure out ways to get it done, even, we figure out ways to get it done even when the odds were stacked against us. You know, if it was up to my enemies, if it was up to the system, I shouldn't be here. Shouldn't be here right now. But that's how you know, like, nah, it's deeper than now, bro. I'm not going. You can't break me, bro. You're not able to break me. I can break myself, but you're not gonna be able to break me because, dude, I lost everything about. I've lost. I lost a lot of things in my life, bro. I'm never gonna front, but it didn't. It didn't mess me up. It didn't mess me up. It It made me more happier in life. All right, I didn't need that stuff. It made me more happier in life. It made me more humble, and it made me more connected to the divine. Because it's like, all I need is the divine. I'll be okay. I don't have to fight for things in my life that ain't really for me. So I go on that path, and I notice how much peace I have, how much serenity I have. I base it off that. I'm like, okay, I'm more calm without that stuff. It may not be how it was, but at least I'm more calmer, at least I'm more happier, at least I'm more joyful in life. Yeah, bro, you're from Russia. I can understand you don't understand. This is some deep spiritual stuff. And if you barely know English, yeah, I can understand. But much love. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, man, you had to push through it, bro. Even when the odds were stacked against you, bro, there was really no other way. There was really no other way to do it. Because I know how the divine will set it up, bro. It's like all roads lead to that one destination. Hit the like button for me, my boy. Cause I'm in the I don't know, bro. This channel is like shadow banned to the gills. They don't give me a proper what do you call it? They don't give me proper promotion. They don't put me in an algorithm like that. So if you hit that like button, I guess that helps. But still, I think it's an inside job, and there's so many people that don't like my. I don't know. They see me on my path and they hate me. I'm not mad at them or nothing, but a lot of people try to stop me my growth and stuff like that. I'm not mad at them or nothing, but I just know I battle a lot of stuff coming on here. But it's all good though. It's all good though. I'm not tripping. But yeah, man, you had to take the path of less travel to be where you at, bro. And your persistence and your resilience will pay off. I'm not even saying that. I'm not saying that because it sounds good. I'm saying that because that's in the energy, bro. Because there's been a couple of us, bro, we're pioneers for a certain path, man. And you were showing people that, hey, bro, you can do it another way, even if it may not be flowers and rainbows, bro. You got you got your head on your shoulders, bro. You can get through it. You know, you're showing people that there's another path out there, bro. And the divine kind of had to use you as an example. You know, do you have something to smoke? No, I don't. If you want to send something to smoke, hit that cash app. Hit that cashy app. Or you think I'm like a? Are you thinking like what do you call that? You think I'm like Rastafari or something? But yeah, man, you were definitely a beacon. You were definitely a beacon. And Devon was definitely using you as an example. Like, hey, man, you do it this way, you can get it done. And it's gonna pay off, bro. You could have been on this path like me for a couple of years, bro. It's gonna pay off, bro. Trust me, it's gonna pay off. Because even when I'm trying to figure out how to do it easier, all path leads to this tough this tough AZZ path. Like it's tough, man. I'm never gonna front. It's tough. No one know you're powerful, but you gotta do things for a certain way. I don't know. It's like the divine really be watching us, bro, and they so weird, bro. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain when you got the divine hands all on us. They ain't gonna really, I don't know. It's hard to explain, bro. I'm from America, as you know. I'm from America. But it's hard to explain. It's very hard to explain. But yeah. But when you do things with the divine, bro, that path that they give us, bro, is something else sometimes, bro. It is something else, but that is a path for you, bro. I'm not the only one with an interesting path. There's other people out there. There's other people out there. We may have different paths, but we got a similar notion, a similar motion. You know what I'm saying? We divine and we're walking the path less traveled. So at the end of the day, it's sort of similar in that way, but everybody's path is different. Everybody's path is different. But I will say this was no, I don't know nobody from Russia. This Vladimir Putin. This Vladimir Putin, bro. And Zangief from Street Fighter. But that's about it. Our paths are different, bro. But even when he got tough, you didn't give up. And that's hard to do, bro. Like not give up, not try to take shortcuts. Because there's times where I'm like, it would be nice for a shortcut. Not no grimy shortcut where I'm trying to take it. Nothing where I'm shysting or robbing or it's just quick little shortcuts that that will help, man. It'll make the path much easier. But even at that point, what messes things up is that the divine don't let you get away with that. They like, nah, man, you took this path, bro. We know what's best for you, bro. And it sounds like nobody around, but they're around, bro. Because you got to think how much protection you got when it comes to things not coming your way. Yeah, straight up. How your enemies are always being dismantled. Their plans never working out. I'm talking about over 100 plans that they do. 100 of them not coming out. And that's some supernatural stuff. Even your enemies know. Because they can't get to you how they want to. They know it. They won't admit it. That's why they keep going at it. Keep going at it, bro. But your path, you being on your path, you walking with the divine, they will never let nothing happen to you, bro. They will never let nothing happen to you, man. And I promise you that, bro. And I'm a walking testimony. Do you know how many people be trying to kill me? Do you know who my family is, bro? Do you know who my family is, bro? You know what I'm saying? Do you know who I am, bro? You know who the motherfuckers trying to kill me, bro? You know who the motherfuckers trying to lock me up? Do you know, bro? Come on, bro. Do you really know? A lot of people think I'm joking and it's all in my head. No, bro. Nah, bro. My own family done turned on me and stole everything and actively are setting up plots and plans and this, that, and the third. And I'm here minding my business. Peace. Hit that like button, bro. Double tap the screen, dude. I'm minding my business, man. And that bothers them. That does something to their psyche. Does something to their psyche. Like, bro, I could have sworn we just paid an effort to do some magic. How they still in that energy? It mess with their head. Your exes, your 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 enemies, your all that. It messes with their head, bro. Because it's like, dude, I thought we did it right. This, that, and the third. I thought we took everything from that person. How are they still? That's the divine showing them like y'all not in control. They think they're in control. They think that they're your God. They think you're supposed to follow their path. You're supposed to kiss their butt, but it's not like that. It's not like that, bro. Those people really are irrelevant. And their time is here, man. Their time is here. Let's not act like the divine is all around you and they're just not around your enemies. No, your enemies are getting set up pretty bad, bro. They're getting slimed by the divine and our ancestors. There'd be times where I was going through one of them stints. I'm like, damn, great mother, why am I on this path? And this was about a week ago. Then I see my brother Jawan. It was a weird time. I don't know if he was stalking me or it was just one of those moments where I seen him. And I look at that dude. I'm looking at him. I'm like, that's why I'm on my path. Because there's people like him we gotta take down. There's people like him I gotta take down. So I'm like, yeah, bro, I can't take no break. I can't take no shortcuts because we got people like that still out here. We got people like that still out here. So I gotta keep going. I'm glad I seen him because that was my little boost of coffee to just keep going, bro. I wasn't gonna say I was gonna give up, but sometimes I'm like, bro, is there like a way I can make it easier? Is there a way I can kind of make it easier for me? So I kind of would, brainstorm. But I seen that dude, I'm like, nah, bro. I can't take a shortcut. I gotta stay on point so we can take those type of people down. You know, I needed to see that dude, and then I didn't overreact when I seen him because I don't like that dude. I'm not gonna lie and sit here and like, cause that dude's wicked, bro. And they act like they don't the type of people they are. I don't like people that try to gaslight my intuition to try to act like I don't know who they are. So I kind of like, But even in that instance, I'm like, all right, I kept calm, but I'm like, I'm still locked in to take these people down. I'm still locked in. It ain't nothing changed. Like I'm still on this path to take a lot of these people down. Because it ain't just me being holier than thou. No, I'm a warrior at the end of the day. At the end of the day, and there's some people I have to take down justly. There's systems that I have to take down justly because it's who I am. I am a destroyer of the wicked. So I still am locked in on taking some people down in demonic strongholds. That's a part of the software. That's a part of the frame. So I had to see that person to lock me back in. You know. But yeah, I'm telling you, bro. You gonna be paid, not paid on how you think, but your persistence and resiliency will pay off. Your resilience will pay off. It will. It will. It's not a coincidence that you got drive and you got joy and you got all that walking that path. That's how you know you're in alignment. I try to go to that other path. I'm like, bro, I'm fucking brain fart, brain fog. Something's off. I'm like, I can't do this stuff. I'm not like these other people. I really can't. My life is kind of boring because not. I'm gonna say it's kind of boring, but it gets kind of boring. You gotta walk a certain path, and there ain't no obligations to do something else unless the divine or your higher self kind of guides you to it. So there's a lot of things I can't do. Even if I used to do it, there's a lot of things I can't do. So it becomes monotonous sometimes. Like, damn, bro, when is it gonna open up? But that's just how the way it go. That's just how the way it go, man. The divine is heavily invested in you, bro. They're not just gonna let you do anything. They're not just gonna let you talk, bang up anybody. I learned that. They ain't just gonna let me bang Shawty up because she got a big butt. I'm not trying to be nasty, but they're like, motherfucker, that's your divine counterpart. I'm like, I don't know, bro, but can I have some fun? that's how I'm thinking with my reproductive organ. I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to get my rocks off, but they're like, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. You got healing energy, and you have the potential to make people obsessed, and we ain't got time for that. That's a divine, like, hey, son, we gonna block that big homie because we ain't got time for that. They see things broader than how I see it. So that's why I always stay in my lane and I don't get in my own way, bro. The divine, they heard my say a word sometimes, but for the most part, I know how that path is. It has to be a certain way. It has to be a certain way. Yeah, it has to be a certain way. I get it. Because I'm walking a path less traveled. It has to be a certain way. You just don't know the type of people that's behind me, boy. I got famous. I mean, I got some famous people around me, but famous. I got famous guys, if that makes sense, around me. They like, hey, dude, you just don't know how many people are riding on you behind the scenes. It's like, yeah, you don't even know what the type of stuff that will really be around us, if you know what I'm saying. So it's like, I don't care how small you think you are, but you play a big part in this puzzle. You got to stop downplaying who you are, bro. You really got to stop downplaying because you're bigger than what you think. Some of us, like, bro, I'm not trying to toot my horn, but I'm one of the originals, boy. I'm one of the originals. You could read me in a book if I told you who I was. You could read me in a book. That's why I'm like, bro, I'm bigger than this. I'm bigger than this, man. There's nothing, y'all can't break me. I'm bigger than this, man. I was here before this system or this place wasn't even thought of, bro. Y'all little hologram ain't gonna break me, bro. Your hologram, your little wicked tactics ain't gonna break me. That's why it's crucial for you to know who you are, bro, and not let nobody take that away from you, bro, because there's key intangible, there's key factors, there's memories, a part of your knowing and your understanding of who you are to where things will come your way. And for your knowing and understanding, you know that suits who you are because your identity has that core to handle it. But if you tend to forget who you are and want to refrain from the truth of who you are, bro, you won't have that understanding, and then you will give up, and then you will not be in your advantage. Because me being who I am, there's advantages to certain things. But let's just say I want to forget when things get hard. I want to be somebody I'm not. Dude, I'm not playing at an advantage. I'm playing at a disadvantage. You're not being who you're meant to be. You're not in that type of divine, upright energy of knowing who you are, but you're kind of playing at a disadvantage. You know, yeah. Because if it wasn't for me knowing who I was, boy, whoa, there's a certain type of way I gotta move, and I'm glad I woke up. It would be much harder if I didn't know who I was. It'd be much harder if I didn't know who I was, bro. So I'm glad I know who I am, man. I'm glad I know who I am and I can move how I'm supposed to move. I don't care what happened. I don't care how hard it get. This ain't nothing. I'm like, yo, this ain't nothing. This is who I am. I gotta do it. Until the divine feel like I'm ready. But until then, I'm gonna keep playing I'm gonna keep fulfilling my main quest and my side quest, bro. I'm not gonna stop. They won't let me stop. There's something in me that just won't let me stop. And I know that's for other people. It's like, damn, bro, why won't I try to do it easy? Why? Why? Like, why can't I just it's a certain type of way we gotta live, man. I mean, there's free will, they say, but like every time I try to get in that free will energy and I'll do what I want to do, life gets even harder. I get more mental blocks when I just want to do what I want to do. That's why I'm like, nah, I gotta live it a certain type of way. Even if this stuff ain't producing the type of fruit I want, it's still producing fruit and it's still producing alignment. So it's like, that lets me know that I'm doing the right thing. How things come to me, how my protection still stands strong. You know what I'm saying? How my alignment is there. But that other stuff, like, bro, I'm not even aligned, bro. I'm not even thinking right. I'm not even thinking right. You know when you're not thinking right, like, yeah, I'm not thinking right. And that other stuff, have you not thinking right? That's how you know that is it really free will, or you know what I mean? Because I don't know. You can think you got free will, but bro, what's free will when you destroying yourself? What is that? You know what I'm saying? You over there destroying yourself doing that, bro. So you better go come over here, like, man. You better come over here with all that. You ain't gonna be around. I learned that, man. I learned that quick. Like, I don't know about free will, bro. Is free will really a thing? You know what I'm saying? When you a divine being, when you one of the ancient gods, ancient goddesses, is free will a thing? Because you can get stuck and traps, but your free will, oh my God, I can do anything I want. That'll put you in a trap to where you're doing things you shouldn't be doing. So yeah, man, I get it. I get it. I ain't mad, but some of us, bro, the divine is heavily invested in, so certain things it just ain't gonna go right with them. They kind of take things a little personal with you, you know. But I appreciate that because that keeps me in check. It keeps me in check, and it's always somebody watching my moves in a divine way that always make me on point. So I appreciate that. In the times I went against it, some of the worst things happened in my life. So that's why I know, no, I gotta stay in these parameters, bro. I gotta stay in these parameters so I don't stay out of alignment. Something bad might happen. But even in when the enemy on my back, even when I'm in the trials and tribulations, it's not even bad because I always prevailed, always got the depth within my being to make it. But it's whenever I'm out of alignment, when I'm just trying to put things together and say this is okay, that's when I fall down the most, and that's when I feel the most damage. Is when I'm not on the path. That's why it's like, bro, I don't care how hard it get, bro, stay on that path, bro, because that is the key. That's how the divine get us. It's like you want to get out of it, stay on this path. You can't get out of it by going AWOL. They're gonna make it harder for you. They're gonna make it harder for you if you want to go AWOL, bro. There were some times where, I'm connected to somebody. I'll say this. There's somebody I'm connected to, bro. I'm not even gonna front. There's somebody out there that I can't shake off. Every time I'm like, damn, where this motherfucker at? No disrespect. But I'm like, bro, where this motherfucker at, bro? All this shit I'm going in. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna do what I do. Ah, fuck. And what I don't understand is it's like, bro, that motherfucker is connected to you, bro. So they be peeping when I be trying to get on. So it's like I'm going against a lot. It's like, yeah, it may not be time, but you still connected to him. You still can act like you ain't connected to him. And that's what be messing me up a couple of times. So I'm like, damn, life got tough as hell real quick. Life just got tough. And it's like, even when you think it's, what he said, the smoke ain't done, I just act like it's dead. That's my boy. Like, you think ain't no smoke there. But there's some smoke there. Where there's smoke, there's fire. There's something still brewing. You can't get in the way. You can't get in the way of that, bro, just because you are impatient or you just don't see it. Because you still evolving and sending, and there's just certain areas where even if you can't see, there's something there. There's something there. Like, even though I may not be with this individual physically, although they're all connected to my energy though. Even when I'm like impatient and like gets locked that in, even when I get, you know how dudes and women get, like, I don't know, a horn dog. Even if I get, and I don't know. You get that energy, it's like, nah, dude, you gotta sit down, homie. You might mess something up. Like, hey, we're not just gonna have you out here. We're not just gonna have you out here, wasting your sexual energy and then potentially getting people hooked. They're like, nah, you gotta lock that in. You gotta lock that in, buddy. And that person, 9 times out of 10, that person feels you when you're scattered. They're like, what the fuck? And they may not know what they're connected to, but they can feel you, bro, because they can feel you, man. And I learned that, like, even if that path ain't open up, you still connected to the path. No matter what. It's like a video game. You're not on that part yet, but that part is still on your destiny. So you really can't get entangled with something that ain't a part of your destiny, bro. You gotta literally do what's a part of your destiny, bro. And that'll get you away from the troubles. That'll get you away from trouble. And even when trouble finds your way on your path, it's really not that bad. It's to show you who you are and what you made of. Because there's been a lot of people that try to get in my path, wave guns, swords, knives, plots, plans. I'm like, bro, you ain't who you think you is, man. That's how who you think you is? Who you think you is? You think you gonna get my way? And I just lock in and show them, like, bro, I'm the I'm the generator operator and destroyer over here, but you ain't finna come over here and move nothing. But it ain't really nothing. It's just a sign to show you who you really are. That's what I'm saying. But their antics ain't really on nothing. They ain't really on nothing, bro. That's what I'm saying. They ain't really on nothing, man. But whenever you get outside of your path, bro, you think you could just do whatever, bro. I've noticed this when I was younger, but I didn't really. I didn't know I was on a path. But there was times I would do something. I'm like, bro, why can't I do this? It's because it's not for my path, and I would go against it. And then that's how they let me know, like, you're not doing it. You're not doing it right. They gotta come in extreme. They got to. They gotta smack me on my butt real hard and let me know, like, hey, bro, that ain't it. They gotta block my intuition when I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing. You know, they got to. That's how they gotta get your attention and let you know that, hey, bro, you're backtracking and you're not doing it right. Hey, buddy, this ain't good for you. They gotta come in like that. They got to, bro. That's how they let you know that, hey, this ain't for you. So don't ever get mad if you notice that you're doing something. You know what I'm saying? That's the divine let you know, bro. That ain't for you. I remember not too long ago, just about a month ago, bro. I bought me a 99 proof, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have a problem with the 99 proofs before, but this time I didn't drink it. But I'm not gonna say I was drinking a lot, but I don't know. For me, I feel like I was drinking a lot. Cause I'm like, bro, I'm gonna be real. I'd rather smoke weed than drink. Drinking is not good for your body like that, bro. So I'd rather fucking smoke weed than drink. But that time when I drank that little $5, it was like the motherfuckers are pretty strong, but 99 proof, $5. And it's kind of a big bottle. Oh my God. Dude, I drank that with no chaser. I drank that with no chaser. And I'll sleep. And I wake up, still in my throat, bro. That's why I knew. I'm like, oh, this is how you get alcohol poison. It didn't digest. I just feel heat. I'm like, oh, I gotta throw this up, bro. That's how they would let me know, like, hey, bro, this is not for you, bro. You out of alignment. Get in alignment. They had to, they had to, they had to smack me on my butt. I had to feel the fire from the stove to let me know my hand is on the stove. They had to show me, hey, bro, your hand's on the stove. Get your hand off the stove. That's basically what that is. That's basically what that is. And then let's say you out here trying to mac with the. I'm not trying to be nasty, but you trying to mac with the hoes, not the divine women, but you trying to mac with the sluts. It's okay to talk to some divine women, but you know them women are intuitive enough to be like, nigga, this ain't going there. They end up deflecting it, and you will just know the respect. But you know how you try to take it easy, but yeah, you just trying to mess with them quick girls. You know what I'm saying? They'll let you know, like, that ain't for you by rejection. You know, probably on a good day, these women will probably go to you, bro. 9 times out of 10. but you know, you got a certain path. You got a certain path, and that entanglement with these people will mess your path up. You just start getting rejections on rejections, harsh rejections. You think there's something wrong with you? You're like, no, bro. That's the divine showing you, hey, bro, that ain't for you, bro. Rejection is protection. They letting you know, like, hey, bro, that ain't you, bro. That'll mess something up. You going out here just being a horn dog, that'll mess something up. That's like me. I can't be out here tricking off, man. I don't care how horny I get. I can't be out here tricking off, man. Something bad might happen, bro. So, something bad might happen, bro. Like, yeah. Some people got that luxury, bro. But I don't. I've noticed that who I am, they won't let me just bounce around with somebody. It got to be a specific person for me to get that to. And if they're not around, then I gotta wait. You know. So even if they're not around, like even if I get impatient, I still gotta wait for that person. Cause it's the same for them. I mean, it ain't gonna be just for me, and then they can do whatever. It's about the same for both of you. So you really can't sabotage that just because you want something now. So I learned that quick, and I still. It's a learning thing because it's like, bro, you can be horny, want something quick, bro. It's something that you got to keep learning and establishing until you be with them, stuff like that. But it's never something you go against, like, nah, bro, you know you can't be macking with these niggas and bitches out here. You know you just can't be macking with them, bro. You know that. You should know that. Like, nah, you can't just be out here doing whatever. Because a lot of these women and men got demons and sexually transmitted diseases and demons in them, bro. It's just not even worth it. It ain't even worth it, boy. That's why I'll wait. That's what I mean. I ain't got a goddamn choice, but I'll wait. You know what I mean? That's what they got me doing. So I'll sit in the pocket and wait. Whenever that person comes in, I ain't tripping. They'll be in. They'll be in when they're supposed to. But even in that time of waiting, I'm just gonna lock in and do what I gotta do, because I know if I go outside of that perimeter, something bad might happen. I just don't got time for that. I just don't got time for me having fun. Let's see, something bad happens. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Yeah, man, that's about it. You just gotta walk that path, bro. You just gotta walk that path. Everybody got certain paths they gotta walk, obligations, objectives. Just keep walking that path, bro. Yeah, keep walking the path. Yeah, keep walking that goddamn path. Don't let nobody stop you, bro. Don't even let your ego stop you. Just gotta keep walking. Even when you don't see the light. But that alignment lets you know. That alignment lets you know you in a light. But even when you don't see the light and it's darkness, there's been plenty of times where, boy, I'm in darkness. I'm not in no negative vibration, but bro, that part of life I'm in is dark. Like I'm in a cave. Like, am I doing it right? You see me looking around like, nah, you doing it right. This is part of the fad, baby. This is how I go, man. Sometimes I navigate in caves and stuff. And I'm like, am I doing it right? And I'm like, no, you doing it right, bro, because you're aligned and you're protected. It's just this is a part of the path. This is part of the journey. And that's why I just had to muster up that strength and resiliency and courage to keep going even when times are unfavorable. Let's just say that. Unconventional, not comfortable. I still kept going. I went against comfort and just pursued divine alignment overall. And that's kind of how you got to be, because sometimes the path ain't comfortable, bro, and you got to make it comfortable, you know. I remember plenty of times where they sent me to some messed up places and I had to make it comfortable, bro. Like it was so uncomfortable being there. I made it comfortable. That would freak people out. Like, how the hell is this dude calm in this type of place? I would freak people out. Like, bro, why are you so goddamn calm, bro? You freaking me out, you know? That's just me making the best out of the situation, I guess. And that's kind of how it was. Like I would just make the best out of it, because I'm like, I got to go through it anyway. Might as well make the best out of it. I'm not gonna break and be mad about it. No, I'm just gonna make the best out of the situation. That's what I do, man. I don't really complain. I got my days when I'm talking to the divine, but I don't complain. Like it's not like I don't complain. I don't really, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. You talk to the divine a certain type of way sometimes, and I ain't really like that. I just get it through it, get it done, no questions asked. You know, and yeah, that's the best way to do it, bro. Because sometimes you can't lean on your own understanding. If I was leaning on my own understanding, boy, I probably would have been chicken out. I'm like, this shit ain't making sense. I ain't doing it right. Let me go over here and do this. Let me do it this way. It is what it is. It's all good though. I ain't mad. But that's about it though, man. I've been here an hour to mac it up with my people. Like I said, I'm gonna be around. I took me a break. I'm still around. Divine's still using me on this platform, so I might be a little bit more on TikTok. And I probably won't tell you my TikTok because I like to stay away from negative people from my YouTube that like to follow me around places because I got stalkers and stuff. More than one stalker in real life and on the internet. So, I would never probably. I got a weird background. I say that. I knew a lot of people in my day that got access to my channel. So it's like a lot of people I don't even want around. You know what I mean? Because they bring a certain type of negative energy. I just don't like them. But they're so obsessed with me, male, female, whatever. They're so obsessed with me, they just can't let me go. So some places I just wanted to have it without them rather than them being around, So, but I'm probably going to be on TikTok. Probably going to be on TikTok and other platforms. Because this platform is shadow banned. So I can do probably numbers somewhere else, you know. do numbers somewhere else and kind of let YouTube still do YouTube, but be somewhere else. But go 100 like how I've been going 100 on YouTube, but give that to some other platform, and I'm probably going, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Get it cracking over there. I gave YouTube a shot for years, bro, and I feel like I gotta take some eggs out of this basket and put them somewhere else. But I won't announce, oh, I'm over there, I'm over there. No, 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 no. You know who I am on there, then it is what it is. But I won't announce it and promote it on here because I like to start from a new demographic. I like to start with new people. You know, I got too many people that watch me and stalk me on here, so I don't want them around that platform. So, but that's about it, man. That's your boy. I'm out. Peace. If you want to check out my music, E.G. Fisker, all platforms, EJJIFISKER. Check out my music. I still got to drop El Savant. I got the tracks down for El Savant, but I still ain't drop it yet. I got to drop it, though. I just took a break. Just took a break. That's it. Just took a break. But if you want to check my Patreon out, patreon.com/Shaman Truths. There's an S at the end of truth. So it's Shaman Truths. If you want to send a cash donation to your boy, I'm on Cash App at all lowercase EG Fisker 1. That is EJJIFISKER 1. EG Fisker 1, all lowercase with the 1 at the end. But I'm out, man. Peace.